Well, perhaps the last thing Manchester United need is this inconsistent form heading into a huge game today as they take on Chelsea, big rivals, and the return of Nemanja Matic. Next. Well, it's fair to say that Maurizio Sarri has been causing quite the stir outside the actual football. There's been a lot of stories involving Chelsea this season. They obviously unceremoniously sat Antonio Conte in the most unusual of timestamps. There wasn't really like the immediate sacking after winning the FA Cup, much like Louis van Gaal, but ever since Maurizio Sarri come in, he's been rather the unknown figure, and he's taking some time to adjust, much like Gregg Popovich did last season. Both of these teams in rather inconsistent form by all accounts. But there's an interesting story brewing. The manager Matic is back at facing his old club for his old club before that old club. It's quite the interesting story, isn't it? He went from Chelsea to Manchester United and then was back at Chelsea again after Gregg Popovich kind of rendered him not his player. It makes a lot of sense. Chelsea have had a lot of turnover in those times as well, obviously using the likes of Diego Costa and Thibaut Courtois, just to name two very important players. But Sarri is making the changes to push for another title challenge. Probably not this season, but maybe for definite in the future. Let's take a look at the lineups, starting with Chelsea. New boy Kepa is in goal. Defence is Zabacosta with Rudiger, I think, who is the newest signing, with Azpilicueta and Marcos Alonso. Matic is with Fabregas and N'Golo Kante up front. It's Pedro and Hazard, either side of new signing Edin Dzeko. Coach Park sends out this lineup. David De Gea, of course, in goal. Back five today with Fusi Mensah, Rojo, Jones, Maguire and Borthwick Jackson. It's kind of the usual suspects. It's a three-man midfield with Herrera and Pogba behind Alexis Sanchez, and up front, of course, Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford. Manchester United absolutely deadly when they go forward. Borthwick Jackson, off the post from Martial, and Chelsea dealt a lifeline by the woodwork, and United are coming forward and they're being relentless. Sanchez, ball over the top and a volley there. It's missed by Rashford, but he's offside. Honestly, I've decided to try and do something different. Dzeko has been caught out there. In possession again, Chelsea. They're very loose. Here comes Alexis Sanchez. It's a goal, and Chelsea have been the masters of their own undoing there, with Dzeko with a poor pass to his teammate. It bounced off him, and that is what Manchester United can do when they counter-attack, and it's just absolutely wonderful. Sanchez again is there, and he really is being able to cover every blade of grass he could possibly want under Gregg Popovich. He's someone that Gregg really knew not that much about, except for his times facing Arsenal, but Alexis Sanchez has been absolutely efficient and deadly for Gregg Popovich so far. Another goal, and that puts him on 3 for the season. And Manchester United, a goal to the good against Chelsea in a victory, if this is the case, will be lovely and sweet for Gregg Popovich after losing the FA Cup final against them a few months ago. And we are approaching the end of the first half, and United have struck first again. And Herrera doing his captain's job, and that is the end of the first half, and it's been all Manchester United really. Capped off with a goal by Alexis Sanchez, and Coach Park is starting to find his form again after 3 consecutive losses on the bounce, and that 4-0 win has really got his team going now, and now they're leading one of the big boys to try and keep pace with the runaway City, who are still fully unbeaten as of now. Gregg Popovich isn't letting them get away, and he's having a big step towards that with a 1-0 lead at the break against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. But nothing came of it, and that worked in Gregg Popovich's favour. Fosu Mensah with the cross into Martial, and it's 2-0 to Manchester United. And Fosu Mensah, brilliant cross, and Martial does not miss. And it's another goal for Manchester United. They're banging in the goals now, aren't they? 4 in their last matchup. Fosu-Mensah is absolutely tremendous. I think there might be a hint of offside against Martial, but I'm not so sure. Martial just has his outstretched leg and it goes over the goalkeeper. And it's cool as you like. And it's Anthony Martial scoring once again. Manchester United just do not seem to stop scoring. And it's 6 in the last 2 now for United. And Martial's 5th of the league this season. And United seem in command by 2-0. And there probably could be more the way they're playing. It's tremendous. And United have been absolutely mesmerisingly brilliant. Marcus Rashford. Oh, he's put it in. And it's 3-0. And Marcus Rashford. So easy. It might actually not be Rashford, but it is. So easy for Gregg Popovich and his team. And the boos ring out at Stamford Bridge as Maurizio Sarri is struggling. Marcus Rashford just had the strength to shake off his defender, and that gave him the space he needed to run the rest of the way, and Rudiger was never getting that. And it's a beautiful goal, and Kepa's having a nightmare, but it is just that man's team, isn't it? They're just too good offensively, as they say in the NBA. And that's 3 goals in the league for Rashford, and it's such a team effort at United as well. Many different scorers, but today it's the traditional 2 and Alexis Sanchez. And 3-0 to Manchester United, and they just look totally in command. And that 3-game losing streak will probably be far behind them now, and seen as nothing more than a traditional blip in the season. All teams have them. Looks like Manchester United have come early, and now they've shook it off. And they look back to their best, and what a way to do it. They could even equal their 4-0 win that they acquired last time out against Newcastle. Manchester United get forward. They are electric. Great tackle there by, again, I think it's Fosu-Mensah. It is. He's just absolutely brilliant at the moment. Fosu-Mensah, you can't go wrong with him. This beautiful football from United. Martial makes it 4. It is too easy. It is just too easy. It's Marcus Rashford again. Fosu-Mensah again with a brilliant cross. And it's absolutely delightful. It really is. What a ball from Fosu-Mensah that is. Kepa should be saving that. Kepa really should be saving that. It's not the best shot Rashford has ever taken, but he pokes it through, and it's poor goalkeeping from Kepa. He really should probably stay on his line there. It's probably too far forward. He's a little unfortunate. It's gone in off him really, but he should be getting that away. Marcus Rashford is absolutely on fire as usual. And it's 4 for him this season in the league. As I believe that Sabacosta is making way for substitution. And Manchester United 4, Chelsea 0. And I think that's all that really needs to be said. As the substitute was Victor Moses coming on, who's been converted to a fullback in recent years. It has been just another Gregg Popovich masterclass in attacking. Forward come Chelsea. Oh, and banged in by Hazard. And foul. Foul against Chelsea. The goal won't count. That's an interesting decision. I think the referee tried to play advantage. The linesman's flag went up, so he obviously saw something the referee didn't initially see, and he's brought the play back, and no goal for Chelsea. And everything that could go wrong against United today has gone wrong from Maurizio Sarri in this one. Oh, pulled by Chelsea out for a United throw. Jackson brought down by Pogba, and now forward by Pogba onto Marcus Rashford. 5-0. An absolute stroll. Chelsea's defending atrocious, and Marcus Rashford has done it again. And I believe that is a hat-trick now for Marcus Rashford. And Manchester United absolutely rampant against Chelsea. There's no stopping them. And Gregg Popovich is having a field day. Look at this. No Chelsea defender anywhere near Marcus Rashford to close him down. You cannot give Marcus Rashford that opportunity. He will bury those all day long. He's done so for England. He's done so for United. And it's another bunch of goals for a man that just never seems to have a bad day of it. He's always on there, always on hand, always ready to score goals. And Manchester United, with him and with others, have scored plenty of them. Chelsea 0, Manchester United 5 as we approach the end of the game. Given away by Matic, Henrik clears it. And what a performance by Gregg Popovich against one of the teams that were rumoured to be United, one of United's challengers in the top 4. A hat-trick for Marcus Rashford as Manchester United took Chelsea to school today. Absolutely dominating performance, no mistakes, no signs of that blip continuing. Manchester United have returned to face Nemanja Matic and his team have been absolutely decimated. Chelsea 0, Manchester United a truly emphatic 5. What the hell? What? Okay, so let me get this straight. I can't beat Newport County, a team in League 2, but I beat Chelsea by 5-0. Okay, FIFA, whatever you say. Whatever you say. Whatever you say, FIFA. Like, fuck me. That once? Just what? Let's look at all the scores from the weekend's games, starting at Spurs, who have another 2 goals, but it weren't enough against West Ham United, which was a battle in the top 5, which ended in a 2-2 draw. That propelled West Ham up into 5th place after Chelsea's lost to United. Other scores, Wolves, newly promoted, beat Watford by a goal to 0, while Everton beat Crystal Palace by 2-1. It was a draw at Huddersfield as they drew against Liverpool, having them lose more ground in the title race. And we say more ground because Manchester City have now won 9 out of 9 games. Their latest victims, Burnley, by 2-1, and City just look completely unstoppable at the moment, gunning for a 10 straight win next time out. Newcastle lost to Brighton by 2-1. Cardiff and Fulham, newly promoted, clash ended in a 1-1 draw. We all know that Manchester United thumped Chelsea by 5-0 today. Southampton beating Bournemouth by 2-0. And finally, Arsenal and Leicester ending in a 1-1 draw. But it means more points for Unai Emery. So, looking at the Premier League table, well, there is no surprise at the top. Manchester City, a perfect 9 out of 9, 27 points. But just 5 points behind are Manchester United. The gap is certainly down, and if United can continue the form they've shown, City won't run away with it so quickly, but they are just relentless at the moment, and it's looking very much like last season where City kept on scoring, kept on winning, and eventually the drop points hurt Gregg Popovich in the long run, and it seems to be doing that again, but Popovich needs to keep winning because City can't stop. Everton into 3rd place, thanks to, I think it was their win at Crystal Palace, and Spurs drawing at West Ham, which means Spurs are 4th and West Ham are 5th. Chelsea dropped to 6th after their thumping by United. Liverpool 7th with Burnley in 8th. Wolves up to 9th now, and Leicester City completing the top 10. Crystal Palace. Arsenal on the climb of the table, up to 12th now, as Unai Emery's season begins to gather some points. Southampton in 13th, followed by Bournemouth, Newcastle United, Brighton, Watford, and then down at the bottom, it's Fulham with Huddersfield and Cardiff City, and it's pretty tight. Brighton have a buffer of about 2 points, and this Premier League season is starting to change shape, but at the top, City and Pep Guardiola are still just absolutely relentless. After tonight, we will be halfway through the Champions League group stage, and in Manchester United's group, it's rather interesting, as United have won 1 and lost 1. Probably in the matches you would expect. Juventus are a tough side in United's group. and Cristiano Ronaldo was dominant that night. But Manchester United have hit the resurgence button, and their form in the last 2 games has been tremendous, with 9 goals scored against Newcastle and Chelsea respectively. Can they continue that form tonight? So let's have a look at the lineups. Coach Park brings out David De Gea in goal as usual. It's a bit of a 4-4-2 today, as in the defence it's the kind of unusual suspects of Dalot, Lindelof, Bailly and Tuanzebe. Midfield is Piero with Alex Hunter, Fred and Henwood, and Williams is with Chong. I'm not sure if that's in the wrong order. I'll have to double check on that one. That seems like a bit of an unusual kind of order there. They might be switching of positions from minute 1 of this game by himself. The young boys, Matovi is in goal, and as the Von Bergen is the captain, and Barnes makes the bench. There's not really a lot of known names in here. Sonogo, I believe, is a former Arsenal player, if I remember rightly, so that is a familiar name. Oh, and Watford's given away to Danny Williams, and he's gone down. It's a free kick. And it's a bit harsh. Booking by Sol. Dribble Sol, I think, is a name many people will recognise as well. Fortunately, it kind of eludes me, although I do remember his name. I don't remember who he played for. But this is quite a harsh booking, to be fair. It looked like he was just bossing Williams off the ball, which is very hard to do considering his size and his strength, as Alex Hunter will line up with this free kick. It's Hunter. Oh, it's a great save by the keeper. Wonderfully hit by Alex Hunter, but the save, tremendous, great save. It's going in from Hunter. It's a fantastic save. And Aaron Henwood with the wherewithal and intelligence to head it down to Chong. Chong has gone down, and we'll keep an eye on him. Manchester United have not had the greatest luck with injuries, with Luke Shaw suffering an ACL that'll probably take him out for the rest of the season. The diagnosis was about 6 months, but I don't think Gregg Popovich is going to hurry him back anytime soon. Danny Williams going to pick out Hunter. The ball's fallen to Hunter. Anyway, he's gone down, and that is going to be another booking. And is that so? Because if it is, he's off. And it is not. It's Sonogo. And young boys being very careless, discipline-wise. Oh, he's lucky not to see red. We saw the Newport County captain sent off for a very similar tackle like that. And I think considering that, he's very lucky to get away with it, as Alex Hunter lines up another free kick. Oh, he's over the bar this time from Hunter. And that is the end of the first half, and young boys hanging in there. It's for definite sure, but they've been not hanging in there in terms of disciplinary, but it's certainly been a rather quiet night for United so far against a team that you would thought they would have the beating of on paper. But right now, the BSC Young Boys are proving some worth in this group. This is the same team that earned a draw against Juventus, don't forget. United 0, BSC Young Boys 0. Dalot. Oh, Dalot, wonderful piece of skill. Danny Williams in towards Hunter. And Henwood, wonderful stuff there. Fred to Jesse Lingard. Good save by the keeper. BC Young Boys keeper is keeping his team in it, isn't he? You want to give him credit. Lingard with a great shot here. In through everyone. It was curling in. Oh, it's another great save by the BSC Young Boys keeper. He's been phenomenal. He's keeping United out. Corner in by Fred. And it's come out to Lindelof, I believe that is. Now he scored a deflected kind of belter in a way against, I believe it was the Portland Timbers in the American Challenge Cup. Dalot. Danny Williams has played in Alex Hunter. There's been a lapse in the defence. Here comes Alex Hunter. He's put it in. No surprise. The end result, as always, is a goal for Alex Hunter. And United are up by a goal to nil. There was a whole confusion in the Young Boys' defence here. I think they clashed with each other. And you can't give Alex Hunter that opportunity. He's too quick. And he's so precise. Just like his granddad and his dad as well. Great goal from Hunter. Controlled. And with enough pace to beat the keeper, who's been good tonight. It's really unfortunate that the keeper who's played well, but United are just too strong. And Alex Hunter gets his first ever Champions League goal for United, and they lead by a goal to nil. It's taken them a while, but maybe that's the spark United need, and maybe we could be having another look at another cricket score. Because, like we said, United, you can only keep them out for so long under Coach Park because they will score eventually. And it's certainly been the case today. Right. Lingard. Hunter. Surprised everyone by playing that ball. Zaha picks out Hunter. And Hunter's shot is saved by the keeper. Brilliant stuff by United. Zaha actually fooling everyone. Playing it back to, I think that was Hunter or Lingard. Vieira with the corner. Diego Dallo. Oh! Why not? A good save by the keeper as well. He had to make it. Henwood can score surprises like that. It's a foul. And Nicholas probably going to go into the referee's book. He certainly is. He's pulling no punches, this referee, on young boys' fouls. That's for definite sure, but they've all been necessary bookings. And Aaron Henwood here just clips him and takes him out. Nothing really ultimately malicious, but it is a definite foul. And that is the end of the game. Manchester United with a vital win at home against the Young Boys, but they were made to work hard for it tonight. The Young Boys definitely gave them a game, but United and Alex Hunter just too strong in the end, because that man never stops attacking. Eventually, they are going to get you, and it proved the case today with another goal, the first ever Champions League goal in the very young career of Alex Hunter. And if we are to believe what we've heard about him and his heritage and his family legacy, it won't be the last. Manchester United 1, BSC Young Boys 0. Let's have a look at the results of match day 3 and what that means for the tables as they start to take shape as we pass the halfway stage in the group stage. Atletico Madrid are leading the way in Group A after a 2-1 win against Monaco, who are their closest challengers incidentally. Borussia Dortmund earning a draw only against Club Brugge, and it looks tight with Club Brugge kind of falling behind, but they're still earning some really good points against some really tough sides, so credit to them. In Group B, Inter Milan are somewhat dominating, and they remain unbeaten in Group B actually, and with the 7 points out of a possible 9, with Barcelona only on 4, and Spurs right on their tail with PSV equal to them as well. So it's still to play for in Group B as well. Liverpool in Group C leading the way and drawing up against Napoli, both on 5 points as they start to pull away from the chasing pack. In Group B, by the way, PSV actually beat Barcelona by 2-1, amazingly. And Spurs lost to Inter Milan by a 0-0 with no real surprise there. In Group C, Napoli absolutely thumping Panathinaikos by 5-1, while PSG could only own a draw against Liverpool, meaning for Group C it looks like this: Liverpool and Napoli, as we said, leading the way. PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, last in the group only on 2 points, as their Champions League dreams are taking some hits. In Group D, Schalke leading the way with 6 out of a possible 9, but they lost, of course, against Galatasaray in match day 2. In match day 3, they beat Ludovic Moscow by 2-1. Porto and Galatasaray could only manage a draw with a goal apiece. It put Schalke and Galatasaray in some daylight in Group D as Porto continued to struggle. In Group E, Bayern Munich, the German champions, very much leading the way as expected, but they only earned a draw against Ajax in the end, as they were leading by a 0-0 with James Rodriguez, but Ajax pulled it back and got a vital point, putting them level with ASL Benfica, who beat Athens tonight by a 0-0. In Group F, TSG Hoffenheim and Manchester City are drawing on 6 points, 3 points clear of Lyon and Shakhtar Donetsk. In matchday 3, Shakhtar Donetsk actually earned a win against TSG Hoffenheim, while Manchester City's Champions League campaign is back on track after a 2-0 win against Lyon. That was after losing to TSG Hoffenheim in matchday 1, of course. In Group G, the champions Real Madrid, not leading by a postcode, but it seems that Real Madrid and Roma are very much likely to qualify now. In matchday 3, Real Madrid beating Moscow by 2-0, and that was the same score between Roma and Victoria Pilsen, and those teams are pulling away as we enter the second half of group games. And finally in Group H, it's Juventus still leading the way on 7 points, a point clear of Manchester United as they start to break away from the chasing pack as well. Elsewhere in matchday 3, Juventus beat Valencia by 2-0. No real surprises there. The next match for United will be the Young Boys reverse match at their home ground, of course.